But
no, hey, it is
what?
funny. It is funny as far as like the people who are outside, and especially when they can't imagine someone disagreeing with them, like looking at the same evidence and disagreeing with them and so on. They think, oh, so in other words, like same thing happens all the time. So with Nabil, it was, oh, you converted because someone paid you, or you were never actually, you were always a Christian and you just pretended to be a Muslim because you had this big scam and so on. And you did it for a woman, you did it for this, you did it for that. You did it to rebel against your parents and your culture and stuff. Whereas like anyone who's there and actually knows him knows how insanely idiotic all that stuff is. But it's like they can't get their mind around someone going, after taking a closer look at the case for Muhammad and the Quran, I reject it. I think it's stupid. They can't get their minds around that. So there has to be some alternative, some ulterior motive for why you're doing this. And likewise, you've got it with Muslims and with at least some atheists now, where they can't imagine the Muslims can't imagine someone leaving Islam without some ulterior motive. It has to be something like you're getting paid. There has to be something else. It can't just be, I looked into the arguments and this stuff, it's wrong. It doesn't work. These arguments are bogus. Can't be that. But atheists as well, they can't imagine, like, once you're a based atheist and skeptical of religion, they can't imagine anyone going, what, this there's something wrong about this, and I'm going in a different direction. There has to be something else. So yeah, I'm sure you'll be catching this for a long time.
That's what they do. But yeah, so that last year, I was kind of the funny thing is my wife was observing this the whole time, because just around the same time, after certain I don't know, events happened, she'd returned to her Christian faith after over a decade of just atheism, and chose to go with orthodoxy, with Eastern Orthodox Christianity. And while she was doing that, to me, in my mind, the thing that I would be least likely to go toward was Eastern Orthodox Christianity. Like, I thought, even if I somehow ended up becoming a Christian, I would probably become a Catholic. So
But he went to the Eastern Orthodox Church, and they said, if you join us, we will make you an archbishop. And he went to the Catholics and said, will you up that and make me the Pope? And they said, no. He said, fine, then I will destroy you.
Or I thought I would go to something else. I don't know, some Protestant movement or something like that. I don't know. But I was practicing Jewish things, actually. I got myself, I went really into practicing Judaism. People might not know this because I never really spoke about it publicly, I think. But there was actually a time, and my wife knows this, that I was, so I ordered a tefillin, which is the thing, the strap thing that Jews wrap around their arms, which has the scroll in there.
Hey, side note, what's that made out of? Is it like plastic or leather or what?
It's leather.
Leather.
It's leather. Okay. Yeah, it's a leather strap.
Are you allowed to make it out of anything?
I'm not entirely sure. I think it has like strict regulations or something.
I'm just saying, could it be like alligator skin or something like that? Because I'd be like, cool, you know what I mean? Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt. It popped into my head, and I had to.
I'm not really sure, but I actually I was at some point practicing it. I was doing I was wrapping that, trying to learn to do it the right way, trying to do the whole the talit, and the whole prayer veil and all these things, and was actually doing prayers in the mornings and all that while my wife was going towards Christianity. And she saw me doing that, and she was like, okay, I respect that you do that. But I wasn't really like, I was practicing that, but the whole time I just felt like I was cosplaying, like I was role playing, like I wasn't really doing anything. I was just pretending, pretty much. But the thing is, I never lost my respect that I had for those practices and for the tradition and for Judaism and Jews and all that. But I was doing that and I was trying it out. I tried those things for a while. Later on, I went toward Christianity more. I felt like this whole phase of trying out Judaism, I feel like I don't know. It didn't move anything within me. Although the respect and all that is always there. But once I tried engaging in Christian prayer, I actually felt like something happened, and I felt like I'm actually doing something when I engage in prayer. And for the first time in 10 years or so, I had genuinely engaged in praying to God and asking for guidance and all that. There is a thing, like I have to admit certain aspects here, certain things here, which are that I know that atheism might work out for lots of people. Every human is different. I know that it might work out for lots of people. There are lots of people out there who might be like, oh yeah, I'm an atheist, I'm totally cool, totally fine and all that. I don't really I would say for myself, honestly, it wasn't necessarily always the best way of living. I would say, especially over the last year, I was kind of on a path of self-destruction and depression and complete nihilism and all that. And I was trying not to make that not to make it very public and all that. But those close to me know how bad it was and how I actually was in a place of thinking, what the hell is the point and all that. So it's actually kind of funny that over the last month I changed a lot and have become much more positive and much more hopeful and you know overall at peace. And this happened with picking up certain practices. And the thing is, when I started up picking up those practices, when I started picking up those practices, like praying and engaging in certain traditional worship traditions or prayers and all that, I didn't do them because I thought, oh, I know that this is absolutely true, 100% true, therefore I'm going to start praying now. I did it rather with hope that it is true and with faith that it is true. And I ended up really liking it and feeling like I'm doing something of significance and of goodness. And I started out with the Catholic Rosary, and later on moved on to start doing uh, Orthodox practices and just reading. What actually brought me really close was going through the Psalms. There was a time that I listened to all the Psalms and also reading them, and I went through them twice. And I can't begin to describe how powerful they were and how changing they actually were. But anyway, so long story short, there's just so much that I want to say about this. But over the last month, I started going to the Orthodox Church with my wife. And at first I was kind of a little bit weirded out by going to church. But then I said, hey, I want to go again. And then I'm like, hey, okay, I want to go again. And I want to go again. And today I actually met with my priest, who also accepted me as a catechumen, which would mean that he accepted me on as a student on the path of becoming a Christian. Where he made sure, like when I approached him about all of this at first, I said to him, it's very difficult to me to have faith or to declare my religious beliefs, because for 10 years or so I was in this phase of hardcore atheism. Like, I have to know that it is 100% true or else. And he gave me this funny comparison when I last talked to him about this, when I decided to become a catechumen. I said to him, look, I feel so, I lean toward it, I feel very good about it, I feel very happy about it, I have faith, I do prayers and all of that. The thing is, I can never confirm to myself 100% that I know is true and all that, and I feel like that's what I'm expecting of myself and all that. And he said to me something funny, which was, he said, when you come to the church and experience the liturgy, knowing my kind of Turkish background, he said to me, and he's of Greek Turkish origin. He said, when you come to the church, you just get a little whiff, a little smell of the kebab. When you then become a catechumen, you basically get in line to get one of those kebabs. In the middle of, while you're waiting in line, you can still make a decision, to back out or to finally get it. And I was like, hey, that's very funny, and that actually makes a lot of sense. And I said, so should I then become a catechumen? And he was like, yeah. I was like, okay.
See, AP says he converted for kebabs. The church offered him kebabs, and he says, I like kebabs. They said, we'll give you a ton of kebabs. Get in line if you want kebabs.
So it was a very funny exchange, but also a very eye-opening exchange, to be honest. But ever since, I have been very, very, very much practicing and doing daily prayers and all that. And I feel good. And I can't believe I'm saying this after 10 years of saying, no, I would never do prayer. I'm actually doing daily prayers now when I wake up and at night. And I love it. I love it.
Hey, to be funny?
What?
I was thinking when you were talking about that priest you talked to, and you said,
I'm not sure what to believe. I don't know.
I was thinking, like, it popped into my head, the Muslim stories when someone would have doubts, and it's always like Muhammad hit him or something like that. And then his doubts went away by getting hit. I was thinking it'd be funny if the priest just like slapped the crap out of you and he's, what doubts, man? Shut up. And then, like that. And that becomes your story. It's like, that's when the priest slapped the crap out of me. And I knew that this was the truth. And that would sound weird to everyone, but that's like the stories you have in the Muslim stories. Like Ubay ibn Ka'b, when he found out that people were reciting the Quran differently and so on. It says so doubts arose that he hadn't experienced since before he converted, and Muhammad like hits him in the chest. Like, and then his doubts go away. It's like Aisha when she's sneaking out to spy on Muhammad when he's out there for his secret meetings and so on. And she follows him around, and what's Muhammad do? He hits her in the chest. Boom,
boom. What's up with you?
Top G move,
little idiot. But anyway,
don't you question me when I'm out getting banged by Al Kalbi.
I mean by Jibril. I mean getting revelations from Jibril.
That's what he called it, revelations.
I'm getting revelations right now. Leave me alone.
Getting revelation in my bottom.
So I shared this here with when I went to the church. For 10 years, I was an atheist and agnostic. For 2 years, I have been searching. Today, I have been accepted as a catechumen in the Orthodox Church, on my way to becoming a baptized Christian. Now, there is an important detail about this. I put it here quite openly and directly, where I said, on my way to becoming a baptized Christian.
Does indeed say that.
So to this day, and to this point, to this moment, I still have not expressed that I am a Christian.
Weakling.
And I haven't made any statements of faith online to the public, although I make them all the time in private, and to the priest and all that. And I asked him basically, actually, recently, I said, people ask me nowadays online, like, what are you? Are you an atheist? Are you a Christian? And the thing is, I'm kind of conflicted on what to say right now, because I want to give an answer, but I honestly right now don't know what to say. What should I do? And he actually gave me the good advice to reserve that to when I feel it in me and I know it with certainty, or I know it and I feel like saying it because I think it is true, and then to say it. Until then, just say you're becoming you're on the way to baptism. And I thought, you know what, I can work with that. So
it's funny you keep bringing up like, oh, so I talked to so and so, or I talked to the priest, and I don't know what to say, and here's the response they give me. But like when you ask the question, it's always like with the question about, hey, I have this skeptical side, I'm not sure what to do. It's like pops in my head, what's he going to slap him or something? But then what do I do? What do I do? How do I describe what's going on? Blah, blah, blah. People are asking me questions. I was thinking like, it'd be funny if like every time people are like, "AP, where you at right now? What's going on?" If you responded like, "Why don't you ask your mother?" It'd be funny. I'll say, it'd be funny if a priest told you that. Then you must say, "Ask your mama."
I should say that.
Get the hell out of here!